Hello everyone. In today's video, we'll see frequently asked interview questions on analytical functions. But before going to that, let's see what analytical function is. An analytical function computes values over a group of rows and returns a single result for each row. This is different from aggregate function, which returns a single result for a group of rows. Let's understand this with the help of a diagram below. In this diagram, different colors shows different groups in a table. When you apply analytical function on this group of rows, it will return a single result for each row. On the other hand, when you apply an aggregate function on a group of rows, it will return a single row for each group. This is the key difference between analytical function and aggregate function. Now let's look at the category of analytical functions. So basically there are four categories: arithmetic, statistical, positional and relative analytical functions, out of which we will be covering positional and relative analytical function queries in this section. So let's look at the first scenario. We need to find out department wise maximum salary. So as you can see, we have a department ID, salary column, and what we want is maximum salary for each and every department. So let's look at the data set. This is our data set in which we have a department ID and salary. Now let's write down a query to find out maximum salary of each department. So we'll be using dense rank analytical function in this case. So this is our inner query. We need to write select statement for the columns we want to select. So as you can see, in inner query we are calculating rank with the help of dense rank analytical function, and in the outer query we are filtering the records which have rank equals to 1. This is our desired output, and let's check in the document. So this is our output, the desired output which we should get. Now let's go to scenario 2. Create another column to find difference of salary between two contiguous months. So as you can see the sample, we have a month column and salary column. So between two contiguous months, we need to find a difference of salary in the new column. So let's look at the data set. This is our data set in sal underscore details table. We have sal underscore month column and salary column. So now let's write a query. We are selecting the required columns. In this query, we are using lead analytical function to calculate salary of a contiguous month. So here we are doing minus of contiguous month salary with the current salary, and we are calculating the difference. So as you can see, this is our desired output with new column DIFF, which has the difference of salaries of a contiguous month. Now let's look at the scenario 3. We need to concatenate the department names for all the employees. As you can see, we have employee ID and department name column. So if we have three department names for same employee ID, we need to concatenate such department name into single row. So let's look at the data set. In EMP underscore details table, we have our data set. Now let's write down a query. We are writing the required columns. In this scenario, we are using list tag analytical function. List tag analytical functions are used to concatenate the data using whichever string you want. So in this case, we are concatenating with the help of comma separator. So you can see the output of all the rows. So we have got 6 row outputs, but we don't want this kind of output. We want only distinct records. To find distinct records, we are doing group by in this case. So as you can see, we are now got the distinct records, but still records are not ordered, so we'll be applying order by. So this is our final query, and this is our desired output. Now let's move to scenario 4. We need to ignore the transpose records. In our data set, we have ID column, column A and column B. If for same ID we have transpose records present in a table, then in output we only want the first record for that ID. Now let's look at the data set in our table transpose underscore data. So this is our data set. Now let's write down a query. We are writing the required columns, and in this case we are using row number analytical function. So one thing to note down here is we are doing partition by on ID column and sum of column A and B. So this is the output of this query, in which we have a rank column which have rank 1 and 2 for different rows of same ID. But in output we only want records which have rank 1, because we want to eliminate the transpose record. So another thing to note down here is we are not using dense rank or rank analytical function in this case, because if we would have used those, we would have got the rank column with all the ranks as same. So this is our desired output, and thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked it. Do subscribe to this channel for more such videos.